Hi Simon, how are you?
Good, Heidi. How you going?
Yeah, good, thanks. So we're catching up with you from France this morning, is that right?
That's right. I'm here in a very dreary, cold, rainy, kind of trying to snow France, but it's pretty nice.
Well, that explains why we're not getting particularly good viewing quality, so we'll blame it on the French weather for that one.
Exactly.
So I just wanted to ask a few questions and have a little chat really about the up-and-coming Langer Biomechanics Summer School, which you're speaking at in June. The emphasis this year is on sports biomechanics or treating sporting patients, and so hopefully you're quite excited about that because of the field you work in. Can I just ask, what initially triggered your interest in treating sports patients in the first place?
Yeah, well, I'm super excited to be at the summer school again this year. It's a fantastic faculty. It's the best one I've been involved with. Actually, it looks incredible. From my perspective, I've had a lifetime interest in all sorts of different sports and a big involvement in lots of different sports. So within the field of podiatry, I was very lucky when I graduated. I got very exposed to a very good sports medicine clinic very early on in my career, and it basically just went from there that it evolved. But I have to say, kind of, if you want to be involved in sports medicine, you do make your own luck a bit. I really did make a big effort to become quite involved with sports teams and travelled with sports teams, and there's no real substitute for that sort of experience. I learned to treat everything from feet to broken jaws, actually. So
Wow. Okay.
it was a very full immersion in the world of sports medicine, and I think that's really what you have to do.
Yeah, so a bit of a tip there for any of our viewers and budding podiatrists that want to get involved more with sport. So one
For
of the things
sure.
you're talking about is athletic footwear, and obviously I don't want to give you or don't want you to give too much away about your whole lecture, but where, in your opinion, where do you think athletic footwear is heading in the future?
Yeah, well, we will be doing some crystal ball gazing, I guess, in the presentation and also the workshop. But I think we are, we've been through this maelstrom basically of minimalism and barefoot, and now we've got influences like maximalism, which isn't that easy to say. And we got to sort the wheat out from the chaff here a bit. We've got to figure out what's real and what's sustainable, and more importantly, what's going to work for the athlete, and perhaps even more importantly, what is not going to injure them.
Hmm.
And that's really what I'll be discussing. Probably the picture is probably clearer now than any time I've been involved in athletic footwear for a very long time, and I think we did get some benefit from the trends that we've been dealing with. It's probably compelled companies to be a bit more transparent and a bit simpler. And there are some incredible things coming. I mean, we're absolutely seeing the rise of bespoke athletic footwear, and I'll be chatting about that as well.
Cool, excellent. And obviously that's not just for your professional marathon runners, that will be beneficial for podiatrists treating just your everyday Saturday afternoon 2 mile sports patient that just wants to get into running, that will be beneficial for
Oh
them as
yeah.
well. So
Yeah, there aren't very many people who can run even a sub 3 hour marathon. So by far the majority of people we see on a day-to-day basis are the weekend warriors, and they're the people that we really need to deal with. The fact is that trained athletes get access to a whole lot of stuff that helps them to avoid injury. They have access to coaching, and they have strength and conditioning programs. So they're probably the least at risk population. I think it's probably the guys who are in front of a computer screen all day and decide they want to get fit. They're a very at-risk population. They're the ones we've got to look after.
we certainly see a lot of them. Um, I'm cutting it a little bit fine now on time. Can you give us a top tip, a top biomechanics, a Bartold biomechanics tip for our viewers out there just to take away quickly?
A top tip. My top tip would be to stop focusing on pronation and start focusing on forward movement. We've been having this discussion about overpronation for so much time. No one knows what the hell overpronation is. There is no line in the sand.
No.
I believe we all operate within an envelope of function, and for some people that envelope is very broad, and for some people it's very narrow. And the tip is to find out the breadth of that envelope of function. And if you can figure that out, well, then you can go a long way towards working out how their biomechanics will mesh in with their injury history and their performance.